Hello everybody, I thought I'd make one last video about Nuno to summarise and to finish off the Nuno era. I know a lot has been said about him over the last couple of days, and I thought I'd just put a full stop on my channel to the Nuno era. Obviously, it was a huge part of the early days of this channel, got me a lot of views and a lot of subscribers, all those rumours early on, but it's very sad news on Friday to learn that he was moving on. It didn't come as a shock, to be honest. I did think that at some point this summer we would see the end of Nuno, and I think probably on reflection and having watched the game on yesterday, it is the right thing. I think the players and the system and everything just seems a little bit stale, needs a bit of a shake-up, needs a little bit of a refresh. Now, the game against the Albion back in January has been referenced. There's a point where they thought about sacking him. I think that's probably the right thing to do, is to keep him on to the end of the season, partly because he had a lot of credit in the bank, and I think that is what paid off for the rest of this season that's just gone. And who was available at that time to come in and to keep us up? Nobody really. Those players did eventually get the job done. I mean, it was a very, very poor end to the season to only end on 45 points. Shocking really. It's been a very weird Premier League. But anyway, Nuno's given us all some amazing memories. I don't really want to go on too much about how much he's done for the club and the city. But it's going to be very difficult for his replacement to come in and to try and fill those shoes. It's almost an impossible job. It's not quite the same as when Sir Alex left Manchester United, but I can't think of many managers since who've left a Premier League club with as much credit in the bank. And the way that he left yesterday was phenomenal, really. I can't remember, certainly never a Wolves manager has left like that. Perhaps the last Wolves manager to leave in a similar vein might have been Graham Turner, after all the work that he did to get Wolves up to the second division from the fourth. But then I think probably similar to what's happened now. I mean, I wasn't old enough at the time to realise what was going on, but I imagine it's something similar in that things have got to stay on. And unfortunately, football is a forever evolving game, and squads change, managers change, clubs change, owners change. But us as fans have lived through all of this. We've seen it all before. We've seen cycles of teams, cycles of managers come through, and it will continue. Whoever comes next will have a very difficult job to take over from Nuno, but we'll have the support of the board, you imagine. And if he brings in some pretty exciting signings, then we'll all soon forget the sadness of this weekend, and we'll move on, and we'll get behind the players that come in. We've got a very, very exciting young team at Wolves. If you think about Ruben Neves, he's still only 23, 24. He's got a lot of years left in him, and if we can, I think he's probably the key. Him and Neto this summer, if we can keep hold of them too, then we can really build a strong challenge next year for something akin to a couple of years ago when we were challenging for 7th. I think that's what we need to aim for next season. I think anything higher than that would be a fluke, a freak. I can't see the Premier League being as open as it has been this season either. Liverpool will be stronger, Spurs will be stronger, Chelsea will be stronger and more organised. It's going to be a very, very exciting title race and race for the top four. And we've got to just try and make sure that we're the best of the rest again. I think it's going to be, a tough race for 6th and 7th place with the likes of Leicester and West Ham and Arsenal and them lot. It's going to be a really exciting season. We need to make sure that we do improve in those key areas. It doesn't matter that the manager's gone. Defender, midfield and a secondary striker need to be brought in, whether they're options within the squad already with the likes of Rafa Mir and them lot that could come back, but certainly going to be a lot of change. But yeah, just to finish on Nuno, since 2017, since he came in, I think I've been to something like 117, 118 games of his reign. Obviously would have been more, but for the pandemic. And he's given us some of the best moments. When I look back at the last 4 years, I've been a Wolves fan now for nearly 25 years, something like that. And the best memories of being a Wolves fan have all been in the last 4 years, and it's been special. I mean, imagine when he came in, if you'd have told us everything that happened, we'd have bitten your hand off. I think it's more than we could have ever imagined. I think we all sort of thought that the first season in the Championship would be a sort of consolidation, maybe a push for the playoffs. None of that. Straight to the top, straight to the 7th, quarter-final of the Europa League. The only thing that was perhaps sticks in the throat is the semi-final of the FA Cup. I don't blame him for the quarter-final of the Europa League. I think it was a really, really tough game against a really, really strong opposition. But had it been normal, had it been 2 legs, had we had a raucous Molineux in the second leg, who knows what could have been. Same for the FA Cup run this season. To get to the 5th round like that against Southampton and to put the team out that he did, because I don't know. There's that as well, but there's a lot about this season that could have been better. But I don't put all of the blame at Nuno's door. I think he's been a very, very good manager for Wolves, the best in our lifetime. He's done better than Mick McCarthy now. He's kept us in the Premier League for 3 seasons, which Mick didn't do. So he leaves with an outstanding win percentage and memories and last minute winners and emotion and passion that no other manager has ever shown Wolves. So, and most importantly, he's watched this YouTube channel. He knows who I am. So if Nuno, if you are watching, thank you very, very much for every moment. And I'm sure I speak on behalf of every Wolves fan to say that you'll be welcome back any day. There's been a few little hints that he's dropped when he keeps saying, I'll see you soon. Whether or not he does plan on returning or whether he's having some kind of sabbatical or something like that, maybe. Who knows? But he's a very, very special manager, very, very talented manager. And hopefully he can go on to better things abroad. I don't want to see him doing it in the Premier League with Spurs or Arsenal or something. Go and do it abroad. And we'll see you in the Champions League or something in a couple of years. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Look after yourselves.